Good afternoon. I'm Shirley McCurlypants.
And I'm Shirley McGlockhopper.
We have lots of great stories to share with you today on RomaNews 4.
Now, this trade industry has really been acting up lately, hasn't it, Shirley?
That's true, Shirley. As we all know, most of our trade is across oceans. We mainly send out grapes, olives, and grains.
And our grain goes through an extensive process before it gets distributed throughout the world. First, it's shipped to Ostia, where it is weighed, checked for quality, and then sent up the Tiber River, where the next destination is Rome. From Rome, the grain is shipped all over the world.
The ships on the water need to be careful though. If they have a lot of cargo, it could slow them down. And a slow ship is more susceptible to raids.
You would think they would try and find a new way to transport things.
Well, the best way to move cargo is by the sea.
True. Up next, we get to see things from a slave's point of view. We will interview one.
Even though our economy is slave-based, we fail to know what they really go through. Now, we will find out.
Thanks, Shirley. It has come to my attention that many slaves have unfair disadvantages. With us today is Whipchard. So, Whipchard, how did you become a slave?
Well, after getting a fair education, I couldn't make enough money to stay out of debt, so I was forced to be a slave.
Oh, that's horrible.
Well, it happens.
Will you be stuck being a slave your whole life?
I can be set free when I'm 30, depending on how hard I work for my master.
I see. How old are you now?
Well, I'm 23. I had a son and a wife before I was separated from them a year ago. I miss them so much.
That's sad. What do you do on a day-to-day basis as a slave?
Well, whatever my master tells me. I am his servant. I know other slaves that are workers, laborers, craftsmen, and shopkeepers.
Wow. So I take it you work in the city?
Yes, I'm very fortunate in that way. We have it a lot easier than slaves working in the countryside. They have to work in mines, and sometimes they're even chained together. They've started a lot of revolts lately.
Jeez. Okay, one last thing before we wrap it up. Do you get paid?
Well, they do call me a slave. You guys have a lot to learn.
Sorry, just thought I'd ask. Well, thank you for coming in today. Best of luck.
No, thank you.
This just in! A small Syrian village's economy just collapsed. Will this continue throughout Rome? Stay tuned to find out.
Farmers, does the cost of grain bring you down? Do you not have the expensive tools big factories have? Do you lose money when selling grain? Then you should switch to grapes and olives. Growing grapes and olives is the best way to make money as a farmer. They're easy to grow, make great profit, and they taste great. If you want to help boost your country's economy, eat good food and put a lot of extra cash in your pocket without spending so much to grow grain and grow grapes and olives.
Recently, the Roman Empire has fallen from inflation.
Emperor Nero wanted to have more money, so he debased the currency to supply a demand for more coins.
And prices just flew up.
Where'd you go? What?
Throughout the Roman Empire, the Romans have worked hard to promote trade in the Mediterranean. Military and naval bases have worked hard to keep the Mediterranean free of pirates. They were doing a great job until a sudden outbreak of pirates occurred. I'm here with Olive, a citizen of a small Syrian village whose economy collapsed. Can you explain the decline of your village?
Well, because our village had such poor rocky soil, it could not support much of the agriculture needed to keep our population alive. So we relied on growing olives and producing olive oil to trade throughout the Mediterranean in exchange for grains and other valuable goods. Our village's economy was doing well with trade until one day those pirates invaded the sea and trade routes were closed. We could no longer make a profit from our oil.
Have you heard of any other villages, big or small, that have endured the same thing?
No, but if it happened to us, it can happen to anyone.
Keep an eye out for future reports of economic collapses in the next few months. We must do everything possible to prevent it. Back to you, Shirley.
Did you know that tax rates can climb as high as 3% in situations like war?
No, but I'm glad you told me because our reporter is just about to start her next interview with a tax farmer.
Ooh.
title, I'm guessing that you do something with taxes, but since I could be wrong, would you mind saying what a tax farmer does?
A tax farmer collects taxes from the people, and every few years we put up the tax collection for auction.
Interesting. So in what ways does tax farming help the economy?
Well, tax farming has proved to be an incredibly profitable enterprise and serves to increase the treasury as well as line the pockets of publicani.
Why is it so important for the publicani to have money?
Publicani are money lenders, or the bankers of the ancient world, and would lend cash to hard-pressed provincials at the rate of 4% per month, or more. Without the publicani, Rome would fall apart.
Well, that's all the time we have for this interview. Thank you for coming out today and talking about your job. Back to you, Shirley.
This has been Shirley Glockhopper.
And Shirley McCurlypants.
Thank you for joining us here at RomaNews 4 at 4.
Stay tuned next week to find out what the sun really is and what you can do to please it.